Okay, this is our last video in the Fusion 360 simulation module before we move on to the actual Fusion 360. Okay, once again, the goal for FossilCon was to have the skyscraper act as a hollow single cantilever. Okay, so this is one of his actual drawings. Okay, so initially in most building design, it kind of looked as like 4 different walls, not acting as one, but if you kind of join them and acted as one unit, one cantilever, obviously there would be a lot less deflection. So the key once again is how do we get this to happen? Okay, how do we get it to act like this stiffer cantilever? Okay, so his first building he ever did like this was the DeWitt Chestnut Apartments. Yep. Okay, and so not as tall of a building, but it kind of was like where he tested out the idea as a young engineer. And he kind of viewed it as like slowly increasing the size of the windows. But like if you keep them small enough, it's still going to be acting like that too. Okay, we'll actually kind of model this in Fusion too. But once again, if you keep these windows kind of small, it's kind of still acting like this frame tube. Okay, so this was the frame tube. So you need thick columns, thick beams. Okay. The next one is my favorite building of all time, the John Hancock Center. Okay, at the time it was the second tallest building in the world at 1,127 feet. This is before he built his famous Sears Tower. Okay, and he had trusses all the way along the outside on every side. So there's trusses on this side, trusses on this side. You kind of view it as like a rope kind of tying this thing together. Okay, so as it went this way, these would be in tension. As the wind kind of blew this way, these would be in tension. If the wind blew this way, these would be in tension. I think this was very controversial at the time because people like, my windows have a steel thing through it. But I think it's kind of got viewed as beautiful architecture, which I at least agree with in my not very, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, so this is the John Hancock Center. But once again, he allowed it to act like a tube by framing it together with these massive trusses. Okay, and then the bundled tube is the Sears Tower in Chicago, which when it was completed was the tallest building in the world at 1,451 feet, and he had multiple of these tubes. Okay, and he kind of had them acting as one and separate, but I thought it was a really cool design in terms of multiple of these hollow tubes acting together. Okay, SOM, so the same firm that FossilCon worked in, after he sadly passed away, designed the tallest building in the world today, which is the Burj Khalifa. I actually got to hear the engineer for this building talk when I was at Virginia Tech. It's once again 2,722 feet tall, and it's the buttress core. Okay, and it's got this unique design where each of these buttresses kind of brace against the wind, depending on which direction it's going. And this kind of design also opens up lots of window space, which is important when it's hotels and apartments, which this building mostly is. Okay, so once again, these are buttresses from the Notre Dame, which provide lateral bracing. Okay, but once again, if the wind's going this way, this has a massive moment of inertia, which braces on this side. If the wind's going this way, this has a massive moment of inertia, okay, which braces the building against that wind. Okay, and then even more so vortex shedding. If the wind's going this way, because of the change in pressures, it actually will sway back and forth if it has the same cross section all the way up. The engineers spent lots of time in wind tunnels designing models and confusing the wind by having it rotate. So cross section is never the same for more than like 10-15 levels, it looks like, as it goes up, which kind of allows this vortex shedding not to occur and keep it from going back and forth. For a building that's half a mile tall, that's very, very important. Okay, so this quick overview of how FossilCon and architects or engineers to this day continue to use his idea of a core and a tube design. Okay, awesome.